What's up, everyone? So this is a continuation from the first part of my special tuning skill tier list. If you missed it, I'll have a link for it right here for you guys to go and check out, so you watch the first part of the tier list. So you can understand my whole thought process with how I ranked all the tuning skills prior. But this video is going to go over the last couple A tier skills and the rest of the S tier skills that I would consider, well, S tier in season 11 of My Hero Ultra Rumble. With that being said, I'm not going to stall this out any longer. Watch what's left of the video, please, and thank you. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you do. Please smash the subscribe button, the like button, everything. I had to make sure I say it correctly, you know what I mean? But yeah, just go ahead and check out the rest of the video. I'm not gonna start this out too much longer. Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know how you guys personally feel about the tier list. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, so I've chosen what I personally think is going to be the last two skills I'm going to put in A tier. And let's go ahead and knock them out at the same time since they have similar functions. Sisterly Disposition. Now, everyone knows about this skill and how absurdly broken it was before they nerfed it. Before, it gave 50% damage reduction, now it gives 30, I believe, which I still think is very strong. This is a skill you don't see anymore, simply because of the fact that it's not as broken as it once was. I don't think this skill is weak whatsoever. I think this skill is still very, very strong. Not to mention the fact that you can combo this with a defensive tuning build or a defensive, another defensive tuning skill, like special tuning skill, and still get insane amounts of defense from this skill. I don't think this skill is bad or anything like that. It falls in the category, in my opinion, of underrated. Before, it was broken, overpowered. Now it's underrated because it's not giving you that 50% damage reduction. That's really all it is to the skill. People just don't use this skill anymore because it's not as broken as it is. And that's kind of something that that kind of just irritates me when it comes to players, in my opinion. If it's not absurdly broken, no one wants to use it. And that's why I put this skill in the category of underrated, because even though, yeah, it's no longer as broken as it once was, this skill is still very powerful. It's still a very powerful skill, in my opinion. And it's sad to see how the skill, fell off the radar once they just tweaked it a little bit. It's not like they sat up here and did, oh, hey, you'll get 10% damage increase or 10% defense increase. Imagine if they gave it the Iron Fist treatment, where it's like, what is it, 5% I think Iron Fist gives you? Then I would understand why this skill would be unused anymore. But it still gives you, like, what, 30%, I think? I'm pretty sure you still get 30% damage reduction from this skill. That is still really good. I'm trying to think, what video did I make? There was a video I made where it might have been a Deku video, where I was fighting a Hawks. I was fighting a Hawks who I think had Sisterly on, and they reduced the damage of my Alpha to, like, or it was in my Alpha or my Beta, but they reduced it by like almost half. And I was like, no way that was only Sisterly, right? They had Sisterly active. So I was like, no way it was only Sisterly, right? So I'm like, Sisterly is still mad strong. You guys are just mad that it's not it's not as broken as it used to be. That's all it is, and that's crazy. Like, this skill is, I put this skill in the term of underrated. Like, that it's still super strong. I don't think it should be touched anymore. Don't nerf it, don't buff it, leave it like it is. But, like, it's still a very good skill. Don't sleep on it just because it got nerfed. The next skill I want to put in here is, I believe it's Hawk's special tuning skill. Yes, Perception. Allows you to see the location of opponents you hit with a melee attack for a set amount of time. Why am I putting this skill in A tier? This skill literally allows you to track down your opponents to the ends of the earth. like, do you understand how powerful that is? Okay, let me put it in perspective for you guys, in case you don't understand. Imagine you're fighting a hyper-aggressive Ida, okay? And they have this equipped. Now, they're going into their Gamma, and they're running at you at Mach 10, trying to kick you in the back of your head with the full power of a freaking Honda Civic. Okay, keep that in mind. Like, you gotta understand how crazy that is. You give a character like Ida, who has insane speed and chase capabilities, the ability to see through walls. That's a problem. Okay, let me give another character, Bakugo. Now, I will admit, Bakugo's melees aren't the best by any means, but if you somehow land a melee with Bakugo, AP shot through the wall, 90 damage, 90 damage, 90 damage, and you won't even see it coming if you're the enemy. You won't, unless you keep in mind that you're glowing red and you're tracked. You're not gonna think about the fact that there's a Bakugo looking at you, 90 per shot through a wall, and you can't do anything about it until you realize, oh snap, I'm getting shot for 90th shot through a wall. What's another character that can make? I think that can make use of that. I think any character with mobility can make very good use out of this skill, assuming they have a good melee. Like, you know, Twice. I think he can make great use out of it. I think Strike Kendo can make use out of it. Yeah, I can see Strike Kendo making use out of it because she has better mobility than Assault Kendo. What's another character I think that can make good use out of it? The whole point is that this skill allows you to see through walls, and if you put that on the right character, I can tell you right now, you're gonna have your opponent cursing at their screen on the other side about how they can't get away from you, or about how much BS it is that, you know, you tag them, you can see them, and you can still get them. So that's why I put this in A tier. I'm not saying it's above tier or anything, again, unless I specifically say, oh hey, this skill is high or low tier of that category. Most of these tuning skills, there is no specific order. I just put it in the slot. I'm like, yeah, I can see that being a tier skill. And I see Hawks' tuning skill being an A tier skill. Oh, I forgot to mention, Mirio, dude. Yeah, can you imagine a Mirio using this skill and then just socking you through a wall? I'll tell you right now, I know for certain, I'd be mad. I'd be very mad, matter of fact. You might get more rage compilations out of me. Actually, I don't have a rage compilation, but you'll get a rage compilation out of me if that happened. But anyways, yeah, I think this skill is an A tier skill easily. And I think that is the last A tier skill I have on this list. So at least in my opinion, the rest of the skills that are coming up are going to be S tier skills. In my opinion, I gotta make sure I say that. This is just my opinion. Skills that I think are S tier. So let's go ahead and get into that skill. Okay, so our first skill in the S tier slot, and this one, I was deciding on whether or not I should also put it in A tier, but because of its versatility, I chose to go ahead and put it in S tier. Rapid Bakugo's special tuning skill, plus Ultra Turbo. When you make opponents go down, fill up your plus ultra / plus chaos gauge and allows you to wall run for a set amount of time. So, why did I put this in S tier and not A tier? The reason why I was debating on putting it in A tier is because of the low percentage you get of plus ultra to go ahead and, you know, that you get into your plus ultra. You only get 5% with every down you get. Very low. It does make a difference, but it's a small difference. Especially when you compare it to the counterpart to this skill, which we'll talk about later. This skill gives you 5%. Very small amount of plus ultra. Like I said, it makes a difference, but it's such a small difference. It's like, it's hard to notice, you know what I mean? What made me consider putting this skill in S tier, though, is the wall run factor of the skill. You level it up, you increase the amount of time the skill is active, meaning you can wall run for a certain amount of time after getting a down. And what also makes this skill very valuable, in my opinion, is that you don't even have to confirm the KO, although I know most of us will want to confirm our KO. You don't have to confirm a KO to get this skill to activate. You just gotta down your opponent. Just knock them down and boom, you get the 5% and you get the free wall run for a certain amount of time. I feel like that is very strong, and even though I would like for them to increase the amount of plus ultra you get from this skill, just with the wall run alone, with the increase to your plus ultra, I think that does deserve a spot for at least a low S tier spot. And if not there, I could see high A tier. I think anything other than that would be underestimating the skill. And trying to say that's anything higher would be overestimating the skill. Now, if they do ever change this skill to where instead of 5%, they give us like 10% per down, okay. This skill deserves to be an S tier. But as of right now, in Season 11, and the only reason why I'm repeating Season 11 so much is because we're on the verge of Season 12. So there's a good chance a lot of people are going to watch this in Season 12. So I want to make sure I express that. But as of Season 11, I'm putting Plus Ultra Turbo in low S tier if I had to give it a spot. That's about as high as I could take it if I had to go ahead and put this skill anywhere. So, set all my points with that skill. Let's hop on over to its obvious counterpart. Crushing plus Ultra Charge. Get over here, you crazy skill, you. Now, you're probably thinking, Tez, you're probably putting this skill up way too high. Do you know how crazy it is that I can get 1 KO and get 20% on my plus ultra? That is nothing. That is easy work. You could be the most passive aggressive person in this game, and as long as you get 2, I say 3 KOs, and you survive them, and you survive for a certain period of time, you're guaranteed to get your plus ultra dang near every time. Which is why I have this skill in the S tier. Am I saying it's low S tier? Heck no. It's probably more close to like mid S tier, to be honest. But like this skill is crazy when you think about it. It's such a simple skill too. You down an opponent, you KO the opponent, you get 20% to your plus ultra. You get if you get 2 to 3 KOs, not even counting how many KOs it actually takes. If you get 2 to 3 KOs and you survive the actual match, you survive for a certain period of time, I can guarantee you're gonna get your plus ultra. Just don't get KO'd immediately. And even if you do get KO'd, you can come back into the game and start working towards your plus ultra immediately like that. This skill is super strong. As simple as it is so freaking strong. Because then it allows you to get your plus ultra, which then gives you increased attack power on all your skills, and it gives you your shield back. And you could do that repeatedly. You can refresh it repeatedly. There is no limit to how many times you could do this. This is an S tier skill. I can if there's any other skill in this game, I'm like, okay, that has to be S tier. This is one of them. Crushing plus ultra charge is so freaking powerful. Like, it's ridiculous. So I figure that since both of them are doing roughly the same thing, one is just more versatile compared to the other one. I was like, I could knock them both out at the same time. But yeah, I just had to go ahead and just put in my case for crushing plus ultra charge, which I would imagine some of you guys already know that anyways. Let's hop on to our next skill. Okay, so here we go into our next skill that I would say is a S tier skill. Funny enough, I think it's overhauls right here. Yep, reinforced revive. Restores the GP of allies that you rescue. Now, why do I say this is an S tier skill? Now, if you guys have fought against, people with these characters on their respective teams, Deku, Ida, All Might, Ibarra, Froppy, Cementos, and I'm even willing to throw in Kurogiri and Assault Ochako on the team, on the list. I'm willing to throw them on the list too. For them, it's more iffy, but the earlier characters matter the most. The earlier characters I listed, they matter the most. If you fought people with characters like that on their team and they get the revive off, I know you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's not a problem. I just gotta reconfirm my down. Won't be an issue. You start attacking them and you see those blue numbers show up. I don't know if you're like me, but I see those blue numbers show up and I'm like, oh my gosh, they got reinforced revive, and I'm just, at that point, I'm livid. I'm like, bro, I should have confirmed my down. Why didn't I confirm my KO? But it's like, how could you against characters like Froppy, Ibarra, or Cementos, who have instant revive the moment that they're within a certain vicinity of their allies? So the reason why I'm putting this skill in S tier is because you're giving shield back to your allies when you revive them, which is so crucial. Like, it is such a crucial thing in a team battle. Not to mention the simple fact that, like, I already mentioned it, but like, just thinking about the fact that you were so close to getting that down. You was like, oh yeah, all fine and dandy, I just gotta re-down them. But they have shield. They can actually fight back now, and they're willing to fight back because of how much shield this skill gives. If you have this skill maxed out and they use it, they're getting back majority of their shield, if not all of it. If it's level 10 or 11, if this skill is level 10 or 11, they're getting majority of their shield back, if not all of it. On with the HP that they're already getting back from just naturally getting revived. So it's like, unless you down them multiple times, and you could maybe, I don't know, Ibarra grab them or Shigaraki grab them. Unless you got that on standby, or your team or your team can work together and just incinerate that opponent that just got revived, it makes fighting a team with Cementos, Ibarra, or Froppy that much more troublesome. Even with characters like Deku, Ida, and All Might who can carry their allies and revive them that way. If they get that off, it makes even fighting them that much more difficult. Of course, they're easier to fight in comparison to the first 3 characters I listed off, but I'm just using that as an example. And then I threw in Kurogiri and Ochako because Kurogiri can literally teleport his teammates across the map, so he don't have to be right next to you to go and get the revive off, and boom, they're back to full health pretty much. And Ochako has her Gamma that she can use to raise her allies in the air, which then she can use as free time to revive her allies, give them shield back, and boom, they're practically good to go too. So Reinforce Revive, I would consider this an S tier skill just because of how annoying it can be to fight this skill, especially on the right characters, especially on those instant revive characters. With that being said, let's get into our last couple skills. Okay, let's get into the next skill. I would say is S tier. I believe it's Ida's. Yep, Ida's. Wall Runner allows you to wall run for a set amount of time after the battle starts. So why do I have this skill in S tier? Because this is a skill with quite literally very minimal drawbacks. I don't really know if it has any drawbacks. I think if it does have any drawbacks, it's more of like a skill related thing, to be honest. Because if you have this skill high leveled, level 10, 11, whatever, right? You can now run up walls, same as Ida, mind you. That's Ida's, special ability in this game. He can wall, besides him being able to revive you by picking you up and carrying you, he can also wall run, just for the heck of it. Yeah, you can now do the same thing as Ida for free for the entire match. You put that on characters like Assault Kirishima or Yorozu, Ibarra, characters who are lacking mobility, Cementos, and so on. You put that on characters who lack mobility, and you can change the entire landscape of the whole entire no mobility argument. Because now you do have a good amount of mobility. You do have an escape method if you need it. Because who's going to be expecting a Cementos or an Ibarra to just run up a wall immediately? Who's going to be expecting that? Who's going to be expecting an overhaul to decide, like, I don't really feel like fighting you anymore, and to just run up the wall like they're Spider-Man? No one's going to be expecting that. This skill can change the entire landscape of the whole entire no mobility argument or the no escape method argument when you're in those tough situations where people are swarming you because you lack that mobility. This skill right here, like I said, I can't really think of any major drawbacks with this skill. This is just a good all-around skill to have on your characters. Even with characters with mobility, you can put Wall Runner on and give them even more mobility. Like, you can't, I don't really think you could go wrong with Wall Runner. And in the beginning, I thought this skill was kind of just like, whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, you could run on walls. But more and more as time went on, I'm like, dang, Wall Runner's kind of cracked. Hold on a second, because it changes things. It really does change the flow of the battle when out of nowhere you look up and you see Overhaul running on the skyscraper. Mind you, no blue card or nothing. He didn't have no blue card. That's the whole reason why he has this skill, so he doesn't need a blue card. And let's talk about that. It frees up an item in your bag. It makes it where you really don't need to have any blue cards on, unless you need that additional speed increase, which I know most of us don't really use blue cards for that. So that's like a very low percentage. It's like you don't even need to carry blue cards. Just run up the wall from here and there, or know what surface you're running on, and you're good to go. So this skill, in my opinion, S tier. You can use it on anybody, increase their mobility, whether they have none or they already have a good amount of it. You can just give this to them, and they'll be A-okay and fine. So this is one of those skills I say is S tier, and it's like I can't think of really any drawbacks for it. Legitimately. Okay, let's get to our next skill. Okay, so the next two skills, that's right, two. I'm doing two this time for this little talk right here. The next two skills I'm putting in the S tier, in the S tier section is both of Toga's skills. We'll start off with the first one, GP Sucker. Restore your GP when you make an opponent go down. Now, I know this skill got nerfed in the past, and people are like, oh, the skill's not good anymore, it's not worth it. I think, like, what, at max level, it gives you, like, 95, maybe 100 shield, which, of course, it doesn't really compare to what it was before. I forgot how much it gave you before, but it did give you, it used to give you way more than that. But I think that despite the nerf that this skill got, it's still a very powerful skill to have, because literally it's rewarding you to get shield. It's rewarding you with shield for just fighting. Just fight, get it down, get some more shield back. And this skill, in my opinion, is going to be super useful for characters who are hyper aggressive, or you have to be hyper aggressive with, because if you see an opponent going for an execution to go ahead and finish off an opponent, you're thinking, okay, let me stop them from doing that. This skill right here kind of just counters all that, to where if you can get multiple KOs consistently, you don't really ever have to go for an execution ever again. You really don't. So, like, let's say you're playing Assault Kirishima. He's a good example, because we see all types of Assault Kirishimas who will down an opponent, and instead of taking time to do the execution and get their shield back, they'll just beta you until you're out the game, or gamma you until you're out the game, or just beat the ever-living crap out of you until you're out the game. With a skill like this, it rewards them for doing that. Keep in mind, it rewards people shield for just pretty much melting you and getting you out the game. It makes it where they don't have to spend those extra 3 to 5 seconds to get the final execution hit to get their shield back. So that's why I think this skill, despite its nerfs, still an S tier skill. Especially if you have it on a character like, let's say like Dabi, for example, and that's why it's gonna lead me into, you know, Toga's other skill in a minute here. Like if you have this on Strike Dabi, you're getting back your life force, whether it's GP or HP. You're getting back your life force from just getting KOs, which you want to do with that character, by the way. So yeah, I think that despite the nerfs, this skill is still S tier worthy in my opinion. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and hop on over to the HP sucker version of it. Now this skill they did not touch, which makes me think that whatever values this skill has, GP Sucker also had. So if you use these skills in Tangent, even with GP Sucker being nerfed now, you're getting back HP and GP for just being hyper aggressive. Be hyper aggressive, get downs, and they reward you with HP and GP. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like a mean combo to run despite the nerfs that GP Sucker got. Which is why I personally think that these two skills are perfect to run on Strike Dabi. If you're worried about, you know, trying to get your HP back because, you know, Dabi's constantly burning his HP, run this skill. You'll be A-okay. Like, you'll be just fine. Or if you want to be the type of person who is always fighting just non-stop, run these two skills and you can fight to your heart's content. Just don't get melted and you'll be fine. Don't get incinerated and you're A-okay. So with that in mind, because these two skills simply reward you for just simply, you know, getting downs, getting KOs, and just constantly fighting, I gotta put them in S tier because you can put them on characters like I said, Dabi, Deku, Shigaraki, Bakugo, Shinzo, Strike Kendo. The list can go on, honestly. On characters you can put this on who are mad powerful, and they can just become mini raid bosses with these two skills. So there goes both HP Sucker and GP Sucker. I still think they're S tier skills. I just don't use them often. You use them often. I should, but I don't. Let's get into our last couple skills here. So here we go into, I'm going to do another two skills because these two skills have similar functions. Just make it easier on myself. Let's go on down to Trance Blow. This skill right here, yeah, I'm putting this thing in S tier. Now, if you fought against this, you already know why. In case you haven't, or you haven't really had much trouble with it, you're probably thinking, Tez, why are you putting Trance Blow, a skill I rarely ever see or fight against, in S tier? Have you guys fought Shinzo? Let me ask you. Let me ask you again, like, you know, just double big eyes real quick. Have you fought Shinzo? Have you fought him and he hit you with an alpha into gamma into beta combo, leaving you no way to fight back? Trance Blow makes it possible where every other character, as long as they get a good melee off on you, you cannot dodge, you cannot evade, and you cannot run. Whatever attack they throw at you, you are most likely gonna have to just take it and deal with it. Tough luck. That's how powerful Trance Blow is. So now, let me put it into perspective for you. Imagine you're fighting a rapid Toga and they land a melee. I wish you the best of luck as you try to dodge her beta gamma combo now. I know you guys have fought a Yajirozu before who sat up here and used Trance Blow, and now you can't dodge her cannons. You can't dodge her cannons now, so now you're taking like 200 plus damage because you can't dodge. You can't run. You just gotta take it. You can't do nothing about it. Let me think. What's another character? Kendo. Oh my gosh. This goes back to, I think I said it earlier, when the Strike Kendo had Trance Blow on. You're evil. You're absolutely freaking evil. It's already hard to dodge that character as is with her gamma just swinging around. She's just twirling her arms. And now you made it where I can't dodge. I can't evade. Who hurt you? I'm gonna ask you again. Who hurt you? So yes, I'm putting Shinzo's Trance Blow in S tier because it makes it where your opponents have little to no defensive options once they got Trance Blow on. They can't do anything. Like they can barely dodge, if that. But odds are, you're taking every single hit you're getting hit with. I've seen Deku players use Trance Blow, which, by the way, is absolutely terrifying. You PC Dekus are actually demons. Why would you put on Trance Blow and then just gun me down? That's evil. That is wicked. Oh my gosh. So yes, I'm throwing Shinzo's freaking special tuning skill in S tier. It deserves to be there with how powerful that effect is in general. And now, I'm pretty sure you guys can already guess what other skill I'm going to. Oh, that is it. Where I'm on Shigaraki. I can't go to Shigaraki if I'm on Shigaraki. Duh. Let me hop up to somebody else real quick. Get over here, Dobby. But yeah, so like, I hope there's a defensive slot on this one. Yes, there is. Sweet. Perfect. He's right here, actually. Yeah. Embrittlement. Embrittlement. So even though I'm pretty sure they nerfed it. I'm pretty sure they nerfed how much you take from this skill now. I think this skill itself is still super strong. You hit a melee, you reduce their defense, which in turn means that you're increasing the attack power that you're putting on that opponent specifically. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure this skill doesn't have a cooldown, so you could just theoretically refresh this on the same opponent if you can get consistent melee attacks in. Which is absurd. I've been melted by a kendo by just, melee comboing me into an alpha, and well, that's GG's, because then she was doing like 200 per alpha thanks to this embrittlement alone. It's probably lowered down to 180 now, but still, 180 in alpha is kind of ridiculous, don't you guys think? But, yeah, so embrittlement, I think, is still a very powerful skill, despite whatever little nerfs that it might have received. I can't confirm that. I'm pretty sure it got nerfed. I'm pretty sure it did, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Despite that, this skill is still super strong. No cooldowns, really. Just put it on the right character, and you're good to go. And then, let's hope that, your opponent doesn't decide to be petty enough to combo it with something like Trance Blow, so you can't dodge them, and you're taking more damage. GG's. You're done. You're cooked. And then they'll say they got a strike build like this too. GG's. You're done. Wrap it up. Just wait for your team to revive you. We'll see you either a little bit later in the match, or next round, or maybe never. We don't know. Depends how the game's matchmaking feels like, So just absolutely crazy. So I think embrittlement is another skill I would put in the S tier section. All right. I think we're down to 5 more skills. That is crazy. I hope this video is not too long. I hope I can fit it all into one video. With that in mind, next skill. Let's go. The next skill in the S tier list is Strike Kirishima's ability, his special tuning skill. I went past him. Willpower leaves you with 1 HP after a fatal attack. Now, I would like to hope it is, obvious. I would like to hope that it's obvious why this skill is in S tier. You get to pretty much survive a final hit, a KO blow with 1 HP. That in itself is so powerful. It sounds like it may sound simple, it may sound like it's not, but that is so freaking powerful. So you can sit up here and be, we'll say Strike Kendo. We'll use Strike Kendo for example. You can be in a situation where you're fighting, we'll say, a Mirio, right? Mirio decides to attack you, and you're in your beta, so he's powering up your beta. You get that sweet 250 on him. Boom, you're like, that should be it. That should be the KO blow. He's done, right? No. He takes like 150 maybe, and you're like, 150? That's off. I'm supposed to do way more damage than that. Why you take 150? You see the man stand back up, and he permeates through the floor. And there we go. You just lost a kill. This skill literally allows you to escape death. And so you're probably thinking, okay, that's okay. And next time I find him, he'll be on cooldown. Nah, I don't really think so. Unless you're in endgame and they have nowhere to run, if you have this skill at max level, you're getting this skill back in 1 minute. That's no time at all. That's the circle moving. And the skill's already back. This skill is crazy strong. And I've seen plenty of people have been using it, which is good, because this skill is mad powerful. It's a super powerful skill. And then let's say you're in a situation where, yeah, you do find somebody and they have no real way to escape you. If they got a team on their side, they'll just get team healed before, you can get that final hit in, and boom. They can survive long enough for this skill to come back. Like, this skill is mad powerful. Super powerful. I used to run it on Strike Dobby till I realized that I was purposely activating the skill because of his gamma. But on any other character, I would love to use this skill on any other character if I had no survivability. Shoot, I have it on Endeavor because Endeavor has problem with survivability right now. So this skill, mad powerful. Definitely deserves to be in the S tier. Okay, next skill. Our next S tier skill is going to be, I believe, Saizawa's skill. Yep, high speed replenishment. For a set amount of time after the battle starts, shorten the time required to use GP recovery items. Why is this in S tier? you can literally get your shield back what almost feels instantaneously. Because, like, you'll probably see an opponent healing, you're like, okay, cool, I can stop them before they get that off. And out of nowhere, boom, they glow blue immediately. You're like, wait, that was only 2 to 3 seconds. It takes longer than that to use the recovery. What happened? This skill pretty much does something similar, I would argue, to what GP Sucker does. Literally, makes it we get your shield back in a much easier fashion. For GP Sucker, of course, you have to get downs or whatever. Not too hard. For this one, just use a recovery item and give yourself like 2 seconds of rest time, and you're good to go. You're good to fight again. It was bugged in the past where you didn't need to have this thing fully maxed out to get the most use out of it. I think they fixed that. Please someone confirm in the comments whether or not they have or haven't fixed that, but I'm pretty sure they fixed it to where you do need to have it at higher levels to have it last the entire match. But even still, if you have it maxed out, it's like, why wouldn't you? It's a great skill to have maxed out. You literally recover your GP within a snap of your fingers, and I'm pretty sure that covers for team heals as well, at least team GP recovery items. So you could just do a team shield item and boom, that's instantaneous GP for everyone on your team. Like, that is mad powerful, which is why I would definitely recommend comboing this with like Speedy Civilian Rescue or something, because then you're just gonna sit up here and be refilling your team's GP and at the speed of light. Absolutely crazy. So as always, special tuning skill, S tier, definitely. At least to my knowledge, I would have it S tier. Next tuning skill. So our next S tier tuning skill, twice I believe. Yes, twice. Card duplication. For a set amount of time after the battle starts, increase the number of level up cards opponents drop when they get KO'd. Literally with this skill, I couldn't decide who I want to use this skill on when I was using it. I did run it on Rapid All Might for a while, because this skill is mad powerful. So you're telling me, let's say you're someone who likes to fight early on in the match, and you don't really take a whole lot of time to go get items or level up. You just take the fight straight to your opponent. This skill is another skill I would recommend. It's perfect for you, matter of fact. You fight your opponent, you down them, you KO them, and you get 4 cards for the KO. So, boom, your alpha's now level 5. Like, well, I say level 4 or 5. I gotta, good look at it. The whole point is, that's half your levels needed for one of your quirk skills. You down another opponent, now it's at level 8. You down another opponent, now you got a level 9 alpha, you got a level 9 quirk skill and a level 3 quirk skill after that. I think level 4 is correct the first time, but not the point. Whole point is, with this tuning skill, you can level up your skills so quickly, and even after it's all done, not counting, maybe your teammates opening a chest or finding Coda or anything similar to that, you can then give these cards to your allies and let them level up super quickly too. It's mad powerful, mad powerful. The only downside to this skill is that you KOing opponents could also help other opponents level up when they see miscellaneous cards left around, because maybe you're not picking them up because you can't use them anymore. Which, in that case, I would recommend, if you can, put those levels into other cards, like a random green card you might have picked up, or a random blue card, red card, etc. But if you're not doing that, then there is a disadvantage that is to be had there. But besides that, this skill allows you to level up super quick. It's very, very powerful. So I put this skill also in S tier. Next skill. Alright guys, we're down to our final 2 skills. I'm going to do them one at a time, but man, it is crazy. If this video is taking forever to go ahead and record. Anyways, Monoma. Fixer. I have Fixer as an S tier skill. Why do I have that? Enhances the effects of the special tuning skill in the same column as the equipped slot. Meaning that if I sit up here, and let's say the top slot right here was purple, every single skill down here is getting buffed. And boy oh boy, I have a build in mind for you guys. A spoiler, someone wants a Toga build, and I found a perfect one where I can abuse, I think I can abuse Fixer on it, and just, I might be able to get Toga back to her heyday. Oh my gosh, and that terrifies me. But whole point is, Fixer makes it where it makes it where like it's our first passive special tuning skill, but it is so powerful because of the effects that it does. You can increase your damage with it. You can increase your reload speed. You can increase your actual movement speed. You can increase your HP or GP. Like normally you get like 3 or 4 points from the support slots towards your HP. With this one, I've been able to achieve like 311, 315 amounts of HP just thanks to this skill alone. Like it's actually ridiculous. Like how powerful Fixer is. And this skill would have been mad broken if they didn't nerf tuning a while back. And some people have noticed it, but I'm saying it right here in case y'all don't know. This skill would have been beyond broken if they never fixed tuning. If they never nerfed tuning, this would have been the best tuning skill, hands down. Thank goodness that they nerfed it. So, with that in mind, the only downside to this skill, you're missing out on one slot from actually doing something, because this is more passive versus, you know, being actually doing something on the battlefield. But then again, are you really missing out? You're getting, like, I won't say double the stats, but you're getting dang near double the stats on every single skill in this slot when you have a purple slot up here equipped with Fixer. So I think that Fixer definitely deserves to be in S tier. Very powerful. I'm pretty sure people already know that. I've seen a lot of people already been using it. But yeah, I think it deserves to be in S tier, in my honest opinion. Okay, let's get to our final tuning skill in this tier list. Okay, guys, here we go. Final special tuning skill. And it is the one, the only, Rapid All Might. Am I saying he has the best tuning skill in the game? No, not even close. So as I put this on this list and you see this list here, don't think that I'm saying, oh, it's the best tuning skill in the game. Not saying that by any means. But I definitely think it's an S tier freaking special tuning skill. Activating plus Ultra Flash plus Chaos restores HP and grants flinch resistance while active. Level up, of course, to increase the restoration amount. So you level it up and it increases the amount of HP you get back. I think the max you can get is like 125 HP. When I first tried out the skill, I was like, I don't know if I like the skill. I feel like we can get more HP. I now think that past me was stupid. I think past me was stupid. The HP amount is fine because when you consider what everything this skill is doing, it's like, it's kind of cracked. So, let's say you have this comboed with Crushing plus Ultra Charge, which you guys see me do that in previous videos. You get your plus Ultra, you get this skill back. Boom! You're in a tough situation where people are pushing your back against the wall, and you need something that's gonna save you. Boom! You activate plus Ultra Slash plus Chaos. Not only are you refilling your shields immediately, getting the full 250 back or more if you have tuning towards your shield, you're now getting up to, if you have this at max level, up to 125 additional HP, which is important for characters who are, you know, draining their HP maybe. Strike Dobby. Or, you know, maybe you're put in a situation where they just done so much damage to you that you need that additional HP back. So now you're getting an additional 125 HP stacked on top of the HP you already have currently existing. And you're getting armor on every single action you do, even for breathing. You get armor for breathing. Do you know how crazy that is? So, I said Strike Dobby. I'm using him as the example because I think he's perfect, matter of fact. I think this skill was perfect for him, to be honest. You use plus Ultra. That gives you time to turn on your Gamma without getting knocked down out of it. That gives you time to go ahead and go for all your crazy alphas, betas, and your high plus chaos damage. And then let's assume you get downed while you're in your plus Ultra or while this skill right here is still active. The hyper armor allows you to use Dobby and get a free revive off to get back up and either fight or run away. This skill is so freaking powerful. And I'm mad the first time I used it, I couldn't properly show it off. But this skill is so freaking powerful, especially in the right hands. Even if you don't use it on like someone like Strike Dobby, use it on whoever you want. Just as long as you can use that combined with, like, you know, plus Ultra Turbo or Crushing plus Ultra Charge, I would recommend Crushing plus Ultra Charge, to be honest. At least as of right now, I'd recommend that skill to combo with it. But like, if you can get plus Ultra consistently, you get free HP and hyper armor along with free shields because of how plus Ultra naturally works. And then now you turn to a mini raid boss for your opponents, so now they gotta focus you down. They have to focus you. There is no I'll 1v1 you. No, you 1v1 this hyper armored demon that you have now unleashed on everybody, and you're cooked. Because they have plus Ultra level of stats. So, you know, let's say plus Ultra Strike Kendo. I don't want to imagine how much damage that she will be doing in plus Ultra, but I'll tell you right now, I don't want to fight it. Or let's say Aizawa. Let's say, I don't know, Deku. Let's say, you know, any character who could output tons and tons of damage. Well, that's like 90% of the game, mind you. Most characters in this game can do such absurd damage. So having a skill like this, where they get HP, GP, and hyper armor, you got it. You got it. I don't want to fight you no more. No, you're still gonna take away all my HP and say just, you know, forget everything I'm doing? Okay, yeah, you're cooked. There's nothing you can do about that. So yeah, I'm putting All Might's muscle form special tuning skill in S tier. So, with that being said, goodness gracious, that took way longer than I expected, but I think it was worth it. So, here is the final tuning skill list if you want to look at it. Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. I'm not mad at it. I think I ranked it pretty fairly, I think. Of course, it's only my opinion, so you can make arguments for like, oh, hey, I think this skill belongs in this tier, and this skill needs to be higher or lower, or, you know, whatever your opinion is, which I'm open to it. Please, tell me in the comments down below what you guys personally think, you know, about my list here. Is it good? Is it bad? Am I just, oh, Tez, you're all the way wrong. What were you thinking? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion. If you want to go ahead and make your own tuning build tier list, I will have it, like I said in the beginning, I'll have it listed in the description and in the comment section down below, so you guys can just go in there, make your own little tuning list, and if you want to, you can even send it to me, and I'll go ahead and, you know, look at it, go over it. I might even make a video on it if you guys would like that. I can make a video where I go over different tier lists you guys make. That sounds like that'd be really fun. So, yeah. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, I'm definitely going to need you guys to smash that like button, the subscribe button, and those notification bells, because this thing took like 3, 4, 5 hours to just record, because I had to go back and forth to go ahead and, you know, actually decide what tuning skills I wanted in each slot. So if you enjoyed this, I need you guys to, you know, show y'all support and let me know you guys would like more videos like this. I will admit, this was kind of fun. I can't lie. Hey, let's get ready for season 12. It's around the corner. I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited. I still don't know who the character is. I can't wait to go ahead and see it. At least as I'm recording this, I don't know who the character is. That should change by the time y'all are seeing this. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna get on out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.